I mentioned this morning, about a year ago, we launched this thing called the DORA Community. And really, the truth was there was already a DORA community. We just didn't have an easy way to connect and come together. And so after launching that community, we've had, I don't know, over 100 community meetings online over the last year. We've all learned a lot from each other. And one of the things that we learned on my team was we need help. We need help. And so what we did was we identified some people that are always consistently showing up and sharing insights and asking questions within the DORA community, and we invited them to become DORA community guides. And the role of a guide is really to, well, do just that, guide new members into the process, guide us as the leadership team of the DORA community on where do we want to take the community, what things do we want to try out. And so we're very happy to welcome to the stage one of our community guides, Denali Lumma. I will pronounce her last name properly this time. My apologies, Denali. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Denali. Thank you.
Ethan. Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here. So yeah, I'm just going to take a couple minutes, 5 minutes, to just kind of share my reflections and being with the DORA community for the past year. Before I jump in, a little bit of background. So I was an early engineer at some companies, got to see some things. I have worked in different areas, but I've always been drawn to, or oftentimes drawn to, test automation, build automation, CI/CD, DevOps, infrastructure as code, but ultimately developer experience. Why was I drawn to these things? Well, probably a combination of maybe two factors. I love creating order out of chaos. It just makes me feel better. And I really care about people and, the human experience and helping people. So I got a chance to kind of work on these types of problems with different companies at different stages, early stage, late stage, and kind of see what worked, what didn't work. And I sort of intuitively began to understand concepts that were later published with research and data in the Accelerate book. And this was extremely transformative for me because I already kind of knew a lot of this stuff in practice, as many of us do, working with teams and companies in a supportive role with developer experience. Now I actually had data and research to back things up, and it was so much more easy to go to the executive team or go to the board and sort of explain with data how doing things, following best practices and doing things the right way will actually lead to better business outcomes. So a couple years ago, I had sort of gone from company to company doing these digital transformations. It sounds very corny, but that's basically what it was, and helping teams who were really in trouble and really having trouble shipping things quickly with a lot of quality issues. Mostly it would surface with, we've missed our roadmap. We're 12 months late and we have no idea when, this big thing will launch. That's oftentimes, I'd sort of get called in to help with that. And usually within about, I would say 3 months, we were turning things around pretty dramatically, and we would usually see something like maybe 10x improvement in velocity as measured by the DORA metrics, and at least 2x improvement in quality as measured by the DORA metrics. So that was something that I started to do very consistently, and I was sort of like, well, I know I can do this as a full-time staff member at a company. I wonder if this will work just advising or mentoring or coaching sort of an existing leader. And so I tried it. I tried a few experiments, and it actually worked. And I was like, awesome, even better. So I know that this is something that can be done very consistently, that each company is different and unique, but the methods work, the process works, and taking data and taking a data-driven approach to deploy the scientific method in a corporate setting, in a business setting, actually works. So about a year ago, I was doing my work, advising, consulting, doing some angel investing, And a friend of mine was like, hey, there's this thing, this DORA community, Google, mailing list, maybe you should check it out. And it's like, okay, sure. So, I signed up, and I discovered this incredible community of people that have been just amazing to learn from, to work with, to meet. And it's only been about a year, and it's just been, so many new discoveries. My experience, even to this day, this may be shocking to everyone here. The majority of technologists that I work with and talk to still have not heard the word DORA, do not know what DORA means. And an even smaller percentage of those people who have heard of DORA think that it's just a DevOps thing. Oh, that's just for the SRE team. That's just for the DevOps team, and it has nothing to do with software development, right? It's like, no. So we, finding a community of people who have worked in the space and know what it means and have, experiences, case studies, et cetera, have just been incredible. There's also been a lot of things that I've learned sort of tangentially. So beyond just sort of creating the topic branch, getting it deployed into production, there's been a lot of discussions of the larger life cycle. So what happens, as products are being sort of ideated and validated and getting ready to kind of go into that system. So this idea of, building things right, but also building the right things. Through the community, over the past year, there have been some amazing insights around other kind of adjacent fields, Kanban, queuing theory. People are really deep into those and how those relate, and that's been very eye-opening for me. And I think this is also really important to kind of stress. Within the DORA community, there are people who sort of take the time to really understand the historical context of where a lot of these ideas came from, where kind of the first recorded, instance of essentially queuing theory, flow metrics, statistical process control, and the thinkers and the people that kind of have already discovered a lot of this stuff, a century ago that we're now rediscovering. There have also been a few surprises over the past year in the DORA community. So one is, with this community, we agree on most things, but when we disagree, things can get really intense, like really intense. For example, should code reviews be blocking or non-blocking? I mean, just treat with caution, right? Why do things get so intense, though? Well, it's actually because we care so much, right? We're technologists who are rooted in people and the human experience. And we understand the pain of working with a lot of tech debt and this feeling of maybe hopelessness or sort of, not really knowing what to do. And we want to give people what we've discovered, which is a path forward and a way of, finding the light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm so excited to be here, and would encourage everyone to, if you're not already part of the DORA community, to join and help us in our mission to take the message mainstream that there is a transformative path of working that not only fast-tracks business success, but also enriches the human journey through the power of data-driven strategies using the scientific method in a business context. Thank you.